and welcome to the 20th episode of the Subject Podcast. How are we doing today?
Man, 20 episodes.
20 episodes.
When we started talking about recording this afternoon, I didn't realize that it was 20 episodes that we've done.
20. What's that? What's up? One a week? 20 weeks.
20 weeks.
That's almost half a year.
God dang. Dang, man.
That's crazy.
That's a long time.
In another month, it'll be half a year.
God. In case you don't know, my name is Chris. I'm joined, as always, by Mike.
Yes, hello.
We tend to roll off on tangents here on the show, so just be prepared.
So, yeah, we usually have a story, and then we talk about anything but that story, it seems to be.
I think it's been a common trend for us, I think.
I reckon it's pretty interesting.
Okay.
Sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it is.
I get lost to what we talk about a lot sometimes. We'll talk about something serious, and next thing you know, we're talking about Pokemon. I know,
right?
How does this relate to Pokemon?
Tangents. It's galore.
It's all Team Rocket, I swear.
It's all Team Rocket, yeah.
Team Rocket's behind 2020.
Oh, man. Has to be. Team Rocket is just fucking it all up for everybody. They're blasting off again.
Where's Ash when you need him, I swear?
Yeah.
Who will be 2020's Ash?
God.
Well, look, today we have some serious things to talk about. Well, actually, the first thing I want to talk about is very, very good in terms of protesting. So a lot of protesting happening around the world.
Yes.
Especially in America at the moment. But closer to home here in Australia, we're having some really, how to describe it? Very
peaceful protests.
Peaceful, but very developing.
Very impactful.
Yes. So we have First Nation protests happening against the Adani mine that is being constructed. And what has it been for the last year?
It's been like a 10-year fight to stop them from getting anywhere close to start building. And now they got
2018.
approval.
In 2018, they were trying to start it. And then 2019, they started construction due to the federal and state government saying, yeah, go for it. Originally, they wanted to build a huge mine. But then they said, oh, okay, with all the...
Okay, we'll make it a bit smaller.
Yeah, we'll make it a little bit smaller, but we're still going to do it.
Still not going to pay any taxes on that.
No.
At all.
So we have First Nations people now protesting on the roads to stop the construction trucks getting through and building this mine. And no arrests have been made. It's been completely peaceful. There have been negotiators on either side. And honestly, to be fair, the crews are still getting through and they still are building this. But they are slowing it and they are, voicing peacefully, which is brilliant. Yeah. This is the kind of protesting I want to see everywhere.
Literally, they're sitting on they're blocking a dirt road out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah,
but
literally,
it's the main road that goes into this construction site for the mine. So they're literally just blocking the only access to this mine.
Yeah, and the First Nation people are saying that they want to take back their land, and that's all they're doing is just stopping these corporations from destroying their sacred land. And it's honestly, and these mines are garbage. It
shouldn't be happening in the first fucking place. I don't understand why we're still going through the process of building mines when we know that it's not a sustainable income source.
It honestly, what is it like? So Adani downsized their project in 2018 from a 60 million ton a year mine costing $16.5 billion to a 10 to 15 million ton a year mine costing $2 billion. So they've reduced it by 50 million tons.
Yeah, if that, 45 to 50 million ton a year.
Okay, sure, but how about just don't do it?
Yeah, how about just don't do it in the first place? It's sacred land. Why would you want to do that? Yeah,
do you want to do what Rio Tinto did? Yeah.
Man, honestly, I think that the way these guys are going about protesting it has been very good because, as you said, it's very peaceful. There's about 20 of them, 20 people there.
There's only 20 people
that is just there blocking the road. Obviously, there are more people out there that don't want this mine to happen, We just got to make our voices heard. And this is one of the best ways to do that.
And if anything, the First Nation people should have more say of this land.
Yeah, exactly.
Than the mining companies.
It's traditional land. It should be
under
the control of the Aborigines, the indigenous people of Australia, because they were here first. It is their land.
Yes, but it's the Liberal government. It's the federal government saying, you know what? Yeah, you reduced it a little bit, but I think we'll still take a little bit of that money from you guys. So yeah, go ahead, go do it. And
no, the Liberal government don't get shit from it. They get stuff under the table. But they make the taxpayer fund the mine, which is stupid. It shouldn't happen. I don't want my tax money going to a mine that's destroying not only the environment around it, but also the planet in general.
Well, you see, Adani, they told the Brisbane Times last month that their plans to export the first lot of coal will be in 2021. So in the next 6 months, they'll start exporting.
Fuck. No, stop that. We don't need more coal.
No, it's one, like you said, not sustainable. If anything, Australia, if you want to start building mines, what you need to start mining is the renewable materials, for solar panels, for wind turbines. Yeah. That's what we need to mine. That's what we need to export. Because that's how our country is going to make money.
How much sunlight Australia gets? And considering that 85% of the population of Australia lives on the coast, we have so much land in the interior of our country that we can build solar farms on. And one, they won't destroy the land around them because all we have to do is build the foundations for the solar panels. Then after that, they can take out the foundations, put the dirt back in, and it's like they weren't even there.
There is a debate about solar panels, about them not being as sustainable because they don't, to be fair, they don't last forever.
No, they don't. Nothing does.
Eventually, you'll have to replace them. And then what do you do with the solar panel that is now, where does that go?
I guess you try to recycle. You try to recycle as much as you can. You try to reuse the components of what you can. When stuff wears out, you just break it down to the raw materials and start again. Yeah. That to me is the cleanest and most efficient way that we can probably get around the issue of solar panels aren't renewable sort of argument,
Yeah, there is that. The only thing that I have with the whole building solar panels, I feel like if anything, we should build solar panels on every home. It should just be everyone should just have. You should just get free
government assistance to build a solar panel if you haven't already.
You should every house should have that, and then you have enough to not only power your own house, but then you send power back into the grid to then power everything else. So if everybody is powering each other, essentially, that's what it is. That I think personally is the best way to do it.
And free electricity.
Exactly. If anything, electricity should be a right. It shouldn't be something that should be.
The Geneva Convention lists things like electricity, internet, hot running water, and a warm meal as
basic human rights.
So
honestly, like the internet, being privately owned, obviously, access to it is privately owned. Yeah. We should all have free internet access.
Yeah, this is true. It should just be
electricity.
Free. Everybody has it anyway.
It's just become so mainstream and the norm now. You can't really. I mean, I guess if you go off the grid, quote unquote, and live sustainably with your own farm and everything, and I guess that
you just cut off human contact completely.
But you still have to have income to then pay the land that you're on, and then keep farming, keep that water going. I guess to even build that sustainable outcome, you still need the funding, which then comes from capitalism, obviously. Like if you want to go to the socialist side of renewable, your own little thing out in the bush.
I think we touched on this in another episode, maybe.
I remember talking about building solar panels out in the desert, and my concerns being
transporting
the power, storing the power, exporting the power, the loss of power. And that's the hard thing about building, because Australia is so big. If you want to build it in the middle, build this farm in the middle of Australia, it's going to take a long time to transport that power.
This is true.
That's the hardest thing. So that's why I think that building these solar panels on everyone's house for free, government funded, is the only way to do it.
I think so, yeah. And then we can have like wind turbines powering everything else that we need powered.
Exactly.
You know, all the other major.
We can build turbines on the coast because that's where everyone lives.
Yeah, exactly.
Where does wind start? The coast.
Yeah.
This is literally that's where it is.
Yes, literally where it is. Anyway, on the topic of destroying the environment as coal mining magnates like Adani and Rio Tinto is want to do, we finally got a quote unquote outcome from the whole Juukan Gorge rock shelters and Rio Tinto basically blowing them to smithereens.
Yeah, so that was the Aboriginal
that was a 46,000-year-old Aboriginal landmark that was destroyed by one blast.
Yep. Rio Tinto, the mining company, was just like, you know what, we're going to that.
Yeah.
And then when people found out, they were like,
say goodbye to this thing and the area around it. Yeah. Oh, wait, sorry, we didn't know it was significant.
We didn't realize that this cave was here. We just put explosives in there and thought we'd blow it up.
Yeah.
So basically what has happened now is that a few of the CEOs have now lost their annual bonuses.
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, that's all? Are you serious?
That's a real slap on the wrist,
isn't it? These CEOs of these multi-billion-dollar mining companies have now lost. What was it? Let's see. We've got the figures here. It was three people, three of the CEOs. It was a decision made by the board of the company.
So this isn't the guys running the company that made the decision. It was the board of directors that actually fund the company that made this decision. So it's kind of impartial, but I mean, the chief executive Jean-Sébastien Jacques will lose $4.9 million in bonuses. Like, if that's just his bonuses, what's he making a year anyway?
Well, if you look down here, it says that from blowing up this fucking landmark, what they've gained. So it gave Rio Tinto access to an extra 8 million tons of high-grade iron ore, estimated at the time to be worth $135 million. So this guy has lost $5 million out of $135 million, honestly.
Wow.
Well, that's come on.
What a fucking slap on the wrist.
Honestly,
what a slap in the face.
Just lost his job straight up. And all this $135 million should have gone straight back into the First Nation.
Rebuilding that.
Well, excavating it and maybe trying to find more, I don't know, archaeological findings. What they find after blowing it up?
No, well, this was before blowing it up. They found like
7,000.
Yeah, something like 7,000 artifacts from the First Nations peoples. So it's a historically and archaeologically and spiritually significant place.
Oh, definitely.
And the best Rio Tinto has got is, sorry,
we're sorry.
These guys will lose their bonuses now.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, okay.
What about destroying 46,000 years of history?
What about all the Aborigines from that land? What kind of compensation are you giving to them?
Yeah, exactly. Are you putting that $4.9 million back into conservation? Yeah. Absolutely not.
No.
Of course you're not going to do that.
I mean, most of these guys don't even refill the mines that they abandon. They just leave them and walk away.
This is...
Even though they are legally required to refill and basically make it as if they were never there.
Yeah, and they do 20% of the job, if that.
What? We just made like 50 billion off this mine, and it's going to cost us like what, 50 million to refill it? That's crazy. You want us to what? You want us to spend money? What? That's crazy.
Yeah. No, the taxpayer should fund this.
Yeah, the taxpayer should do it. Yeah.
The taxpayer should do it.
What's that?
You know what? The Liberal government would do that.
Oh, yeah.
They would make us pay for it.
They would make someone who earns what, 40 grand a year pay taxes on something where someone who makes
5 million a year in bonuses alone. Yeah. Just in bonuses. We don't know what his salary is. No. Because we can't be bothered to look up this twat because he's fucking running Rio Tinto, so who gives a shit? He's just $4.9 million just in bonuses. Like, seriously?
Yeah, and apparently was this The performance-related bonus. The board decided Mr. Jack long-term incentive plan award. So was it due to the vest in the first half of 2021 would reduce by 1.83 million.
Wow, so his salary would be cut by a little bit.
Yeah. Like 1.83 million. So if his salary is going to get cut by that much, how much is he actually making?
Yeah, how much is he making? If that is a percentage, I'm going to say is that is a percentage of his wage.
Yeah, they were probably like, we'll drop you like 10% maybe.
Like 25%.
Jesus.
That's a lot of money in somebody that's just going to destroy things and not bother to clean it up. Yeah, he makes the company money, but he's destroying the earth while doing so.
Yeah. Yeah, and what the board review found that there was, quote unquote, no single root cause or error that directly resulted in the destruction of the rock shelters. Bull fucking shit.
Yeah, I disagree strongly with that statement. There is no fucking way that you can not blame one single cause or error that results in the detonation of an explosive next to a culturally, historically, and spiritually significant
blow
place. No.
It doesn't just happen. You don't just go, I'm going to build a mine there. Oh, look, that cave just blew up out of nowhere. Oh, sweet. That's $183 million. Sweet. What? What kind of excuse is that?
That's not an excuse. That's them covering up.
That's them saying that it wasn't our fault.
Yeah. That's them saying, oh, sorry, it wasn't us. Sorry. Maybe some trainee put the explosives in the wrong place.
Yeah, someone was just like, hey, go put explosives in that cave and blow it up. Don't tell anyone that we told you. Don't. And then they found out, and they're like, oh, no, it wasn't us.
They're so fucking hypocrites, man.
I mean, like, the next protests are going to... Which has, like, this has already sparked protests with the indigenous community. And honestly, like, things haven't escalated as far as, say, in America. Because obviously, it's interesting because in America, people are losing lives. But here, people are losing heritage. They're losing
history.
History is being wiped off, the face. Both are just horrific.
Yeah. And if our governments, and I'm not saying that it's just one single government, it's not just the Australian government or the American government, it's most governments in the world are just slaves to these giant corporations.
Yeah.
Because as soon as they involved in politics, they start donating to political parties. And I say donating with air quotes there because it's not really donating, it's bribing.
Yeah.
It's complete bribery, and this is a proof of that. There is no way that Rio Tinto would have gotten permission to even consider mining in this site if the Liberal government and I know Western Australian government probably fought very hard against that.
Yeah.
But the Liberal government probably would have just overpowered them and said, no, you're all good, mate.
Yeah, well, as soon as the federal government jumps in, the state government kind of, has to back down. But, I mean, Western Australia, the Premier did stand up against Clive Palmer, and then the federal government bailed out because they were like, this is getting a bit rough.
This is getting a bit rough. We're not going to win this.
Yeah.
But they think that they can win all of this shit because I know for a fact that subsidiary companies of Rio Tinto actually do donate to the Liberal government and the Labor government too. But
not as much because the Liberal government is in power and they've got to they have more say,
funnel the money into the party that's in power.
You see, Rio Tinto, they're saying that the destruction was legal under the Section 18 exemption of Western Australia's Aboriginal Heritage Act, which is currently being reformed.
Oh yeah, they got in really. Yeah, they got in really
yeah.
quickly there, didn't they?
They were like, no, it's legal. God. And they're like, oh, not anymore, but too late, we did it anyway.
It makes me so mad.
It's insane. It's like they found a loophole, fucked it, and then as soon as they got into shit, they're like, but it was legal.
Oh, but under this subsection, it was legal.
Haha.
Get fucked. We should just abandon funding all of these mining sites because they're not at all sustainable. It's not a good idea for us to continue investing in something that is destroying the planet.
Yeah, literally.
We know for a fact that it's destroying the planet.
Yeah.
And that green and renewable energies are cheaper, easier to run, create more jobs, and
Cleaner.
Because they're green, they're renewable.
I mean, like, what do you want? Do you want something that is going to kill everybody and the planet in the next, 40 to 60 years, be completely irreversible, or move on to something that's going to make everyone's life better?
Yeah. Do you
just want to
be able to
squeeze that
breathe?
sponge and get all the money out of it you can until the last second?
I know which one Clive Palmer would say.
Clive Palmer's been squeezing the shit out of that sponge.
Yeah,
he's beating it against the rock. He's trying to get what he can out of it.
He's beating it against the dead horse.
Yeah. He's beating the horse with it. And he's soaking up the horse with the sponge. And then
Give me more money.
I'm going to sue Australia again.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. This kind of shit makes me so fucking mad, dude. Honestly.
Yeah, it kind of seems as if... And the hardest thing is that, it's only the First Nation people that are actually standing up against this. How often do you see... I'm going to say white Australians.
Yeah, white Australians, yeah. Well, I mean, in the photos that we saw with the Adani coal mine, there were white Australians there with the First Nations peoples. So, like, on that one you can see.
Yeah.
See, but I mean,
still
that's
probably
like one or two people out of the 20 people that were there, So it's a smaller percentage of white Australians that are actually taking action on this.
Yeah, and this needs to be spread more. Like, more people need to
100%.
know about this kind of stuff, because what is this? So the Adani mine is 400 kilometers inland of Mackay. So Mackay is all way north from where we are anyway. And 400 k's inland. That is definite, like, whoop whoop. That is the middle.
That is middle of fucking nowhere.
No one, like, I reckon if you were to try and find it on Google Earth, you still couldn't find it.
I think probably the local town there maybe has 20 people there. So maybe
it's probably the whole town.
The whole town's just come out
right
and started protesting.
Australia needs to start protesting all these mines more. Not just putting that sticker on your car. What is that gonna do?
Yeah,
that's just more shit for landfill. You're just fucking the environment. That's what the coal people want. You're just helping them. Yeah. Let's be real here.
Exactly.
If anything, the best thing to do is to, I don't know.
This is your weekly reminder to vote for the Labor, the Greens, anyone but the Liberal and
was it First?
No, One Nation.
One Nation. Yeah, One Nation. Fuck that.
Don't vote for those.
If you vote for if anyone vote, look, everyone has the right to vote for who they want. Fine, whatever. But Pauline Hanson, really? She is like Clive Palmer's mistress. Let's be real here.
I was wondering where you were going to go with that.
Nah, come on. Like, those two they're scheming something. You know what?
They're two peas in a pod.
You know what frustrates me? I've been seeing so many campaigns now, because we're gonna have an election up soon. Yeah.
Oh.
The amount of billboards I'm seeing now in Queensland of Clive Palmer saying, "Give Labor the boot." Are you serious?
Clive. Fuck off, Clive.
Give the Liberals the boot. They're the ones in power.
I actually rode past one of those signs this afternoon coming down here to your house, and I just remember thinking, man, the only reason that Clive wants Labor out is because they push against him.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. The Liberal government will do whatever the fuck Clive tells them to, because he's
like, I'll give you
a gazillionaire.
50 mil. And they're like,
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Only 50?
Cool.
Sweet.
No worries, mate. Just give us $5 in a reach around. We'll be fine. But Labor actually, fights them. So vote, at least preference, Labor or the Greens.
Yeah.
Because they're parties that actually care about the people and making lives better for us. Listening to scientists about what they fucking say,
Yeah.
Instead of just completely ignoring them and bringing a chunk of coal into Parliament.
Well,
coal!
I feel like people who don't listen to scientists have the mindset of,
A 2-year-old?
Well, it's all about propaganda. You know, if you start talking propaganda to people, propaganda is pretty much everything you read is
The
propaganda
ABC.
in some way.
The
Like,
ABC is propaganda for the Liberal government. It's
Oh,
not
yeah, yeah, yeah.
impartial.
No. The ABC is owned by the government, so whoever is running the government owns the ABC. It's
Exactly.
literally that simple.
Yeah. It's that simple. I don't understand how people think the ABC is hashtag yours. Because it's as much yours as the federal police is.
If you want non-biased ABC, watch ABC3 for kids and watch some cartoon, because that's probably going to be less impartial, less propaganda than whatever the hell the ABC and ABC2 are throwing at you.
Fucking Lee Sales. God.
So, what's this? This is so the. Oh look, I'm gonna struggle saying these. You got the. Is it the Wangan? The Wangan? The Wangan and the Jungalingo people voted 294 to 1 in favor of the Indigenous Land Use Agreement, paving the way for the site in 2016. Apparently, the people, quote, the people at the campsite do not represent the Wangan and
Jungalingo.
Native title claimants. So what are they saying that 4 years ago they voted to say that this was okay?
Yeah.
And now they've changed their minds. Kind of makes you wonder why. What 4 years ago, 2016? I wonder
2016.
Wonder why they would have said it was okay. And now
probably because they thought, oh, what could go wrong? And now that facts have presented themselves and saying climate change is alarming.
Yeah.
You know, maybe they'd gone, oh, wait, maybe it's probably not a good idea for this. And besides, you guys blew up a 46,000-year-old landmark for us, so what the fuck are you going to do to this land?
Yeah, I don't know. It's obviously they're just gonna. Well, I mean, we do know they're gonna
destroy
dig it up and then fuck it. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna sell all the minerals for whatever, and then we'll know exactly what they're gonna sell it for. They're gonna sell it for
135 million.
2 billion.
No, that's the cost of the mine.
No, the cost of the mine, 2 billion a year.
Stupid. To make 135 million. No. No.
Stupid.
Not worth it.
But so we'll
move on from the mining corporations for now.
But everyone should really, this is the kind of thing that we should all be talking about.
Yeah, exactly.
There are these protests happening in America that is hitting the media, but this here closer to us anyway. This is what we should be talking about, and this is more what you should be talking to your friends and your family about. This is awareness that needs to be spread, and the mining companies are getting away with this shit.
Especially due to all this COVID stuff, everybody's at home. Nobody's allowed to gather in public places. This kind of stuff, all this COVID shit has made it so much easier for these mining corporations to do this kind of shit.
Any of these corporations, really, just to be able to get away with what they want, because the people aren't allowed to group together, so they can't legally protest, really.
Yeah, exactly. It's not the same protesting online.
No.
That's not as impactful as, I don't know, 30,000 people walking down the main street of Brisbane.
Yeah.
Having people there as a massive presence, as a physical presence, is the way that protests work, because you can see how many people don't want something to happen.
Yeah.
Or want something to happen. Whatever you're protesting about, just it shows a grouping of people that have the same mindset, so that people have to listen.
Well, yeah, they have to listen, but they don't have to do anything about it. That's the thing. We have to make them do something. And, saying, I guess, to what extent do we make them,
Well, the government is supposed to work for us.
Well,
it's for the benefit of the people.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not for the benefit of these mining corporations. It's not for the benefit of the individual politicians.
Yeah.
It's not for them getting taxpayer handouts every single fucking year, while hospitals, the police and the firefighters are all underfunded. All public services are underfunded. Yeah. And these mining magnates get billions of dollars a year in taxpayer handouts.
That's your money. That's my money. That's everyone's money.
That's people's money that the Liberal government are just giving to these mining corporations and going, "Oh, you want some money? Yeah, sure, go ahead."
Wait, you want to make a lot of money? Oh, well, I'll give you a lot of money as well.
Yeah.
How does that sound?
And you know what?
And then you know what? People are then going to buy that fuel, and they're going to pay tax on that too. And then that tax is going to. It's the whole circle.
We won't. Don't worry about the tax, mate. We'll give you a discount on that. How does 0% sound?
Garbage. Anyway, okay.
Anyway, enough about getting mad about the mining corporations. Now we can actually.
This is a little bit of good news here.
A little silver lining, if you will. A little silver lining.
So we've spoken about China buying out a lot of Australian companies.
Yes,
a lot of dairy companies and land. But there is one dairy company, Farmers Union, that have said no. So the plan for China to buy Lion Dairy has been ditched due to contrary into national interest, because Australia and China aren't doing too well right now, to be honest.
No, I mean the relationship between us and China is strenuous at best.
Because they did not secure foreign investment approval. So it looks, actually reading into this a little bit, I missed this a little bit. Apparently it looks like they tried to sell, but China was like, nope. Rip.
Fair call.
That's that. Well,
I mean, still.
Anyway, I'm still glad it's still Australian owned.
I'm glad it's still Australian owned. So that's one company that China hasn't bought out yet.
It's a $600 million deal to sell the Pura Milk, Dare iced coffee. Was it?
And Yoplait.
Is that what it is? Yoplait?
Yoplait, yeah.
Yogurt to a Chinese company has been terminated after Treasurer Josh Frydenberg decided the sale was contrary to national interest. So
you know what? I think that's him covering his ass for the fact that he failed to negotiate that deal.
Yeah, probably.
It's like, it wasn't in the nation's best interest.
No, I thought it would be best if we didn't do it for Australia.
For Australians.
Not because I want $600 million. No.
No, it's not because I want your vote again, so we can destroy the company, the country together next year.
Beijing has hit several Australian exporters with trade sanctions, while a number of federal MPs and senators have campaigned against the Lion deal. So, you've got your MPs and senators saying, don't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is good. Less sell, more buy.
This is true. We should be buying shit right now because everything's so damn cheap. Oh, wait. We're selling everything so damn cheap. God,
what?
Sorry, I forgot that the Liberal government are terrible economic managers.
We sell things cheap and we buy it expensive.
Yeah. Oh, import tax. Oh, but export tax, that doesn't exist.
Wait, export tax? No. We give you free.
You don't even pay any tax on this stuff, guys. Don't even worry about it. Consider it mates rates.
Yeah, mates rates. Yeah, we look out for you, you look out for us. Yeah. No.
Idiots.
But we've also got, so a little bit closer here to Queensland anyway, a huge drug trafficking network has been gone. So closure of Operation, was it Sierra Foot Rope?
Yeah, Sierra Foot Rope. That's a weird name for an operation. I don't understand.
This dude's like Sierra
Foot Rope.
Yeah, Foot Rope. Yeah.
It's like he had one name for it and was like, yeah, it's called Operation Sierra. Like one of his mates said, no, it needs to be longer. And he goes, okay, well, what about Operation Sierra? He was looking around trying to find inspiration. Looks down. Foot. Rope.
What?
Yeah, there you go. Sierra Foot Rope. I don't know. Maybe they were in his sex dungeon or something. I don't know. It's just this random cop that has a sex dungeon.
Having a chat with his boss.
Yeah.
I'm going to name this operation
Sierra
Foot Rope. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Yeah.
What are you doing later
tonight? You know what I mean? Say no more.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. It probably would have been more like Sierra Air Swing. So 12 people have been charged with nearly 200 offences.
Oof.
Like that's
a lot of crimes.
That's a lot of prison.
That's a lot of prison.
Yep. So on Friday, the 21st of August, detectives executed 5 search warrants at addresses all around Queensland, was it 2 vehicles, 3 long arm rifles, and $3,000 in cash were seized. A total of 6 people were charged with 75 offenses as a result of these raids.
It's rough.
Yup.
One dude's been charged with 42 offenses. He did a lot of crime,
including trafficking dangerous drugs, money laundering, and supplying dangerous drugs. Oh, Heisenberg. This is Heisenberg. Oh, this is Breaking Bad. Queensland
he's
Breaking Bad.
He's a 37-year-old man.
How good is this?
Exactly.
Oh, he's not getting out of prison for a long time.
He's not getting out of prison for a long time.
This is a 40-year-old Wangan man was charged with 100 offenses. Woo! And that's with you got your little
trafficking dangerous drugs,
money laundering. He's expected to appear the magistrates' court in the end of September. Yep, he going to prison for a long time too.
Oh yeah. 100
offenses. 100
offenses.
Imagine being in that courtroom and they have to read out 100 offenses. How do you plead?
Not guilty.
Wait, can you repeat number 52 again? Yeah. I don't remember which one that one was.
I think your phrasing was off a little bit on number 52, so I'm just going to say not guilty to that
not
one,
guilty.
Your Honor.
No, I didn't do that one.
I didn't do that one.
I did the other ones, but not that one.
I'll take credit for all the crimes I committed, but you dare charge me for something I didn't do, mate. Yeah, You're going to hear about it.
I'm going to sue you, Your Honor.
You're in contempt of court.
This whole courtroom is out of order. And your mother, and your grandmother.
And your grandmother's dogs.
I mean, if you're going to prison for life, you might as well have a go at the judge.
Yeah, why not?
Go out swinging. I mean, there's no honor in death in the end, really. Yeah, there's a life sentence. He's gone skis.
Yeah, exactly. It's... Oh, but yeah, that's one huge... that's a huge amount of offenses, man.
I mean, it's great to have
amount of offenses.
This kind of, it's nice to see that, police, people say like, oh, shouldn't you be out there like doing, you get speeding tickets, you should be out there stopping crime and all that. Like, here it is. They are. Yeah, this is good.
There you
go. How long did it take them to do this though? It took a while, this operation. It said, looking through the article.
I think they might have been running it for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would have executed search warrants without being pretty sure they have the right guys.
They have to be. They have to know that. Like, they have to have enough evidence to execute it. So they probably would have had people, in on it, like moles and stuff.
Working maybe.
Under them.
People working undercover.
Yeah, definitely.
And probably, yeah. It's probably been going on for a couple of years now. And we're now seeing the results of the police work, and to those officers involved, detectives or arresting officers, whatever. Well done, boys.
Yeah, nice. Yeah,
and ladies, boys and ladies. You guys did a pretty good job with that one.
Yeah.
Looks like you got the right guys, but that is yet to be proven in a court of law. So we will find out,
won't we?
Yeah, we shall see.
We'll see. I want to listen to this for 100 offenses guy.
Yeah, exactly.
He's gonna be standing there just like, not guilty, Your Honor. All right, offense number 69. Yeah, did that one. Boy. That was me. Did it.
Definitely did that one, sir.
Worth it.
It's worth that joke.
Your Honor, you can just stop there at 69.
Yeah. Not guilty. I'll plead not guilty to the rest. Thank you. I just wanted to get to 69. That's all.
Your Honor, I'll stop you at 69.
Yeah. We'll stop you at 69.
Sex number.
Huge pee-pee. Moving on to international news now. A lot of stuff has happened in Wisconsin over the late stages of weekend just gone.
Yeah.
I think Sunday afternoon moving into Monday. We are, of course, talking about Jacob Blake and the officers involved in, I don't know, was he being arrested for something? I have no idea what was happening around this. A lot of information situation
is kind of, lost at the moment. There has been new footage as of today that shows that Jacob was brawling with the police before he was shot. But to be shot 7 times in the back while you're getting into your car in front of your 3 children, that's insane. Are you serious?
That is excessive force.
I mean, there's video footage of it, and all I see is just cop running after him with a gun pointed at his back.
Well, 2 cops.
Mate just opens door, walks in, blop blop 7 times in the back.
7 times in the back. Jacob is currently in a critical condition in a Wisconsin hospital right now. So he is hoping he pulls through and can stay alive for his kids. I don't want them to grow up without a father.
Well, I don't want them growing up without a father. I don't want them growing up hating the system more than society over there already forces on these kids now, because obviously of what is happening now. All these people getting gunned down now in the last 3 months.
Yeah, exactly.
2 months.
There's been so many shootings from police officers onto unarmed civilians.
And that mostly, like, recently anyway, all these African Americans being, publicized after being killed.
Yeah.
It's,
or being shot. I mean, Jacob Blake isn't dead yet.
He's not dead.
Yet.
Well, yeah.
He is in a very serious condition. So obviously he's been shot 7 times.
I mean, the man survived 7 gunshots. Dude's a fucking trooper, that's for sure.
Hell yeah, if he's still alive, fucking oath. I mean, and we don't know the extenuating circumstances around this, but we do know that there was a massive, massive protest in Kenosha, which was where Jacob Blake got shot.
I don't say protest. It's a riot.
Okay.
They're not protesting.
It's not protesting. It's riots.
They're
setting fire to
property
cars.
damage. Honestly, that's not protesting. This is just carnage. It is anarchy.
Yeah,
that's what it is. It's just anarchy. People are setting cars on fire. People are knocking out police officers. It's civil unrest. It is anarchy.
It is anarchy, but at the same time, I feel like there needs to be conflict before a solution comes to light.
But the conflict is what starts it.
Yeah.
The initial conflict of, say, the shooting is what starts it. Then the escalation of the riots and then just collapse and brutality. People are now, everyone's getting hurt.
Exactly, and it's not just rioters and police that are getting hurt. It's people that are caught in the crossfire, just trying to
like people
go about their
just
daily lives.
Park their cars in the street. Next thing you know, you wake up the next morning, your car's on fire and it's been blown up. What do you do?
Shit, I got to call my insurance company now. Fuck.
Oh, sorry, you weren't covered for that. Oh, okay, sweet. I've lost my job. Now I'm fucked.
Yeah, exactly. It's going to cause an economic crash in the US, and I feel it coming in the US, in Australia, just solely because we have people in power that are so poorly equipped to run a country.
Yeah.
They have no fucking idea what they're doing. It's proven that Donald Trump has no idea what he's doing because he's been bankrupt fucking 6 times. Scott Morrison was kicked out of Tourism New Zealand, then came over to Australia and made the "Where the bloody hell are you" slogan.
Oh yeah,
which decreased tourism to Australia. So he fucked up there.
His job was to increase tourism, and people were like,
and he did the exact
I don't want to go here anymore.
He did the exact opposite of what his job entails, and then managed to get to Prime Minister.
Yeah. How does that work?
We have
honestly, when the last election, I was so sure that Labor was going to get in.
Yeah.
Like everybody I spoke to about the election were like, yeah,
Labor.
I'm voting Labor. I'm voting Labor. I'm voting the Greens. And then next thing you know, that the Liberals destroyed Labor. Yeah. What?
There was a massive campaign against the Labor government through mainstream media and all that sort of stuff. So, and
it's hard because the Liberals were in power before and controlling the ABC and a lot of the media, with the Murdoch press mostly being on their side.
So much more funding as well.
Exactly, yeah. Labor had no chance through that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So this is another weekly call to action, people. Preference Labor or the Greens in the next election. Please, we need to get this country back on track.
Well, the thing is, like,
the Liberal government are destroying us.
If we keep going the way we are going to end up like this, because we're seeing our First Nation people already protesting against what the government is deciding.
Yeah.
And now it will escalate from peaceful too excessive, which is what is happening now in America. Is no longer peaceful. It's not even excessive anymore. It's anarchy.
Yeah, it's just anarchy,
chaos. It's someone makes a mistake.
That's not a mistake. I'm sorry, but that's not a mistake. Shooting somebody 7 times is not a mistake.
No, well, but what about George? Do you think that was a mistake? Or
No. Hell no. That was not a mistake.
I don't think
you can't kneel on someone's neck for 3 minutes.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that was a mistake. I'm saying him killing him was. I don't think he intentionally meant to kill him. He didn't kneel on him to murder him.
Yes, he did. There is no training in police protocol.
That's not what I'm saying.
That
I'm not saying
indicate that you lean on somebody's neck and chest.
I know.
For that amount of time.
No,
while they're being arrested.
Yeah, I know, but all I'm saying, I'm not defending his actions.
Good.
All I'm saying is that you can't say that he meant to kill him. You can't say it. I can't say that he didn't mean to. Intent is a fine line. You can be on either side depending on how you look at it. It's subjective.
Leaning on this guy's, in the case of George Floyd, I don't think it is. I think leaning on somebody's neck, kneeling on somebody's neck and chest for that long signals to me intent. And there's no gray area on that. You lean on somebody's neck for 30 seconds and they go, look, I can't breathe. And you go, oh, sorry, mate, sorry. Yeah. That's when I sort of go, okay, there wasn't intent there. But you're leaning on him for minutes on end and threatening people around them with pepper spray if they tried to force him off him because he's like, he can't breathe. He can't breathe. There's a crowd gathering around him.
I guess in the end,
that's intent to me.
They still got what they deserved. They still went to prison, which is, good.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to justify what did happen. Obviously, is horrible. All I'm saying is that intent is a fine line, and that's what we have, I guess, the court system for.
Yeah, and I agree with you. Intent is a fine line. But in the case of something like George Floyd, I don't think you can really say that same thing is applicable here. Because we know for a fact, because it was filmed, they have it on camera, there was intent. Well, because there is no protocol.
The intent may not have been... The intent was to subdue, but the intent to murder...
That doesn't matter. He killed him anyway.
Yeah, no. But intent does matter. If that's the whole legal system, like, that's what you're charged for. If you are intending to murder this person, you will be charged more than you would, accidentally killing somebody.
I see your point now, but at the same time, like I keep saying, it was 7 or 8 minute long video.
Well, that's why he didn't get charged for intent.
Why? Because it's a 7 or 8 minute long video of him kneeling on this guy.
Because of the line. They couldn't say that he did intend to murder him. Thus, his conviction
his downgrade
wasn't as bad as it definitely could have been.
Yeah. I still think there was intent there.
Yeah. But like I said, it is subjective, and that's why you have a court system of like however many people to determine.
You have a jury of your peers and all that sort of stuff. That's how we try to reach as a impartial,
fair trial.
A fair and impartial decision as possible. I feel like this, however, is probably not the best example.
No.
Because I feel like
anyway,
we're getting back onto topic here. As we are so often wanting to go onto tangents here, man.
But so the so with the riots happening now in Wisconsin, the government has now brought in the National Guard to
try and control the people.
Control the people, yeah, and it is not going well.
No. You can see National Guard vehicles on fire.
Yep. They've got garbage trucks are on fire now, where they're trying to blockade the roads and people just lighting them on fire. Yeah, it's
anarchy, like you said.
Chaos.
It's anarchy. And I mean, the governor of Wisconsin has called out against the shooting, obviously saying that it's excessive use of police force, which I feel like it is. I feel like that's excessive.
Mm-hmm.
Shooting man 7 times in the back
in
front of his kids.
Why would you need to shoot someone 7 times? I feel like someone's going to go down after 1 or 2.
Yeah, okay. So even just shooting somebody 7 times.
Yeah.
Done. That's excessive use of force.
Yep.
Don't shoot the guy. This is, and I think we've covered the problem, I feel, of why the police are so prone to using their guns.
Yeah, because they're not trained properly.
They are not trained in conflict resolution. They have thousands and thousands of hours on firearms training, handling, and safety, but they don't have even 100 hours on conflict resolution, talking somebody down from a situation, diffusing a situation like the shooting of Jacob Blake. Like, yeah, he was wrestling with you guys, but then he just walks off.
Yeah.
That's your opportunity
and then you chase after him with a gun and then blow him away while he's trying to get into his car.
That's
Why didn't you just tackle him?
Tackle him, get him to the ground, subdue him, handcuff him,
that's it.
Put him in the car.
Done.
Nobody's died.
No.
He might have a couple of cuts and bruises on him. So might you.
Yeah.
But you're both fine.
Yeah, and
everybody's still alive.
Old mate that shot him had how many police officers were with him? 2?
I think there was a couple of police officers with him. It was like 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, he wasn't alone.
He wasn't alone.
He wasn't on his own.
He was armed. His partner was armed. His partner
was there. Like, what? What's he gonna do? Why don't they both arrest him? Why does one have to? They both chase after him with their guns and then just went blah, 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 blah.
Stupid. It's stupid that police officers in America especially don't have the kind of conflict resolution training that they need to have.
Yeah,
because America is so rife with gun violence already. And like, what, you're just going to make it worse by
it's almost as if
shooting every guy.
They're it's almost as if they think that the only way to combat, their firearms is with firearms. If anything, the best thing to do is to make that person not want to use their firearm. Then make them want to use it by pulling out your firearm and shooting them first.
It's mutually assured destruction, which is mad. And in both senses of the word.
And the hardest thing too is there's a video on this article that we'll post in the description.
Yes, by the way, all the articles that we've read from today will be in the description, so check them out if you want to, especially ones with Rio Tinto and Adani. But anyway.
There's a video of this police officer literally just getting knocked out. And there's no context to really what's happened, but it kind of looks like there's been some kind of argument or disagreement. And this dude literally just walks up to him and knocks him the hell out. And, it's like, this kind of violence just escalates it even more. This cop may not have deserved that just by sparking an argument with a group of people. If anything, there's 40 people around him, and what's he really going to do?
Old mate was walking away.
Yeah, he was walking away from the group, and mate just drops him. And then you can see another officer coming to help him.
Yeah. Like this violence does not promote peace. It just promotes more violence.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to send a message, but the way that they're doing it is by brutalizing and destroying everything around them. They talk about abolishing the police and abolishing capitalism or abolishing whatever. And the way they're doing it is by destroying everything. And then what? You rebuild from that?
You can't rebuild.
You're just creating more
ruins.
distance between the people. That's all you are.
You salt the earth, and you're not going to be able to harvest crops from it.
Exactly. That's what it is.
It's not a viable solution. And yes, that's not saying that we think protests in general are a bad thing.
No.
Like we said with the Adani protesters, they were peaceful. They still let people go about their jobs because they understand that the everyman still needs to work to live.
Yeah.
But they don't agree with the big decisions, and they want their voices heard. Setting public service vehicles and all public vehicles on fire is not conducive to getting the result that you want. It's not going to get us anywhere. It's just going to send us backwards.
Everyone, it's not like, I feel like a lot of these people who are in these riots now, they may not even be doing it for the cause that some people think they're doing it for. Some people are just there to cause destruction, destroy things because they think, oh, I can because everyone else is doing it.
Everybody else is rioting. Why can't I go out and set fire to this car?
Oh, my ex-girlfriend got a new boyfriend. I'm going to blow up his car.
Yeah. Oops, it was part of the riots.
No, it was part of the riots. It wasn't me. It's.
I don't agree with the amount of violence that these riots have sparked. Like, I understand that people are frustrated, and I understand that people are angry, but there's a certain point where you sort of draw the line and go, okay, this goes from acceptable to not acceptable, and affecting people's personal lives through your rioting is not acceptable to me. That's not saying I don't agree with protesting in general. Like I said, I think protests in a peaceful manner do work. You think Mahatma Gandhi, his peaceful protests changed a country. You know, you can do the same thing.
Yeah.
Protest peacefully.
I mean, reading here, it says a dump truck that was parked at the intersection to prevent traffic from moving toward the police department was set on fire, and then several curious onlookers got close to the burning truck and started taking pictures, but others warned them that the fire could lead to an explosion and warned them to get back. And then at 11:05, police formed a cordon around the front doors of the police station and started firing tear gas canisters as an effort to disperse the large crowd of gathered people around the police station. And
people are destroying.
It must be terrifying.
Oh yeah, it would be terrifying to know that just because of the occupation you've chosen,
to help people,
and if you are one of those police officers that genuinely just joined to help people, well done, man. You're one of the few.
I mean, I feel sorry for them.
I feel so sorry for you guys.
You know, like they're there defending their precinct as a huge crowd of people lighting shit on fire and chanting at you, and your job is to stand there and stop them from
destroying your place of work.
You're there protecting your livelihood, literally.
Yeah,
and your own life too. You're there. You're gonna have to defend your own life because honestly, people going around blowing up cars and blowing up buildings with fire, it's insane. You know, who thinks I'm going to protest by going out with Molotov cocktails and throwing them at cars and
this is a good way to get my point across.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, I'm feeling a bit lit. Blah. Honestly.
Yeet.
I think the next step, the government is going to crack down hard. It's going to martial law has already been declared in some states where the riots got really bad. I think this is going to go across the whole country in the end.
Oh yeah, hands down.
And with their next election coming up with Biden and Trump, that's going to, with the edginess that they're already on, what from that election is going to happen.
It's just going to overflow. I think there's going to be a point where emotions overcome our sense, and something's going to happen, and then we all going to die. Because I feel World War III coming on.
Yeah, well, it was the meme at the start of the year, wasn't it? Was that when was it the Iranian
when the US
general
bombed Iran or something like that?
Yeah, they killed some general. I can't even remember what it was.
Well, they killed some general and the general area around him as well. I think it was with his family, so it was
Trump just bombed him.
It's gone. I don't like this guy.
Yeah,
let's destroy him and his surrounding people.
No, like it kind of just feels like the world is kind of falling apart at the moment. You know, you talk about, you see in the movies, America, the American dream, the country of freedom, and you look at it now, and it's civil unrest, anarchy.
Doesn't look like freedom to me.
Honestly, out of every country in the world right now,
New Zealand.
I would rather go to
New Zealand.
North Korea.
No, that's not a very good segue, but I see why you did that. Speaking of North Korea, apparently Kim Jong-un is in a coma.
Yeah,
apparently.
So Kim Jong-un in a coma. Sister is now looking. Was it Kim
Yo Jong?
Yeah,
Yo Jong.
Kim Yo Jong to take over. I mean, there's been a lot of memes about her being even worse than he is.
Oh man!
But I'm not going to throw it out the window and say that maybe she's had a little play with the ventilator here on little Kimmy.
I think there's been some foul play here, because I think we're all in agreement here that North Korea isn't run in the most impartial way.
Oh,
being a dictatorship and all.
I mean, the saddest thing. So, I watched this video on YouTube, and what they do is they get North Koreans to come and try, food from other countries. That's what they do. So I watched an episode where they got this woman from North Korea, and she tried American barbecue for the first time. Oh, the amount of food that was on that table, she wouldn't see in a year.
Yeah,
she was shocked, and she spoke about how the government, basically how Kim makes all the people in North Korea raise dogs to then slaughter them, give their pelts, the dog pelts, to the army for their, their winter coats, for their uniforms, and the meat then has to also go to the government. They keep nothing from that. They have to raise their dogs to then kill them, slaughter them for their country, because North Korea has almost no trade with any other country in the world.
Well, it pretty much has no trade with any country in the world. Because
China told them to fuck off.
China told them to fuck off a long time ago.
Yeah. Years ago, when they were starting to develop long-range ballistic missiles against the US.
China was like, no.
Yeah, China was like, hold up here. This isn't cool. And then America was like, haha, you keep developing those missiles, we'll bomb you first.
Yeah,
and then
we have missiles ready to go.
Yeah, North Korea was like, well, if you bomb us, we'll bomb Japan and China. And then China was like, whoa, you want to bomb us? No. How about this? We know export nothing to you no more. And their entire country is falling apart. The people there are suffering.
Oh, yeah. And if you say or do anything against
you
the
just get
Kims,
executed.
You get executed or sent to an internment camp where the conditions are somehow worse. Where the prisoners there are forced to eat rats because their daily meal is just cold rice. That's what they get as a meal once a day.
Have you seen the interview?
Yes.
You know that Kim Jong tried to hack Sony to delete all copies of the interview off their servers?
Yes.
Because they portrayed, North Korea as, well, I mean, comically, of course, they had their own spin on it, but realistically, they are not wrong, No. They do put things in the shops there to make it look as if, they have all this food and that they are, a prosperous country, when really there is nothing in those stores. It's all bullshit.
It's ridiculous. And the fact that Kim Jong-un has tried so long to cover up his country's poverty, when it's so plain to see, it's hard to hide anything, even with a media and internet blockout over North Korea. You get some journalists and photographers going in and taking photos anyway, because that's what their job is.
Yeah,
they're there to report on things.
Yeah.
But anyway, getting back onto the topic here, I think I agree with you. I think Kim Yo-jong has had a bit of a little sneaky poison.
Little Tampa.
I think she's messed with old Kimmy Boy's porridge one morning and just fucked him up.
It's a bit too hot. It's a bit spicy this morning.
That's a very spicy porridge.
My dog tastes a bit weird today.
Why do my toes feel weird?
Yeah.
Coma.
And she's like, hello.
Here's power for me. So I think Kim Jong-un is already dead.
Yeah. Well, there were reports saying that he was brain dead, apparently, in the coma.
I mean,
but now confirmed him being in. I'm pretty sure it's confirmed. Look, it's
that he's
close
in a
enough
coma.
At least. Yeah. Was this?
Kim is comatose.
Claims that have secured the information from a source in China that Kim is comatose. So yeah.
Righto.
So he is in a coma.
But
according to South Korean Daily, Seoul's spy agency told lawmakers in a closed-door meeting about the ruling system that Kim seemed to have had set up following, which he shall share authority and responsibilities with his most trusted aides. So the National Intelligence Agency, however, said that the new system is not associated with any serious health issue.
So he thought he was just going to live forever.
Yeah.
And that if anything happened, he would just be going to share the responsibility and authority with his most trusted aides.
So his advisors, his closest friend, or friend, quote,
or his sister.
His sister, yeah, his sister. Basically, he's saying that if I die, if it's not gonna.
Your glorious leader will never die.
Yeah, no. Well, that's the thing. It's all the propaganda in North Korea is insane, and it's forced on them too. If you don't believe it, you're gonskis.
Yeah, you're going to an internment
He makes
camp.
them he makes the people think that he is some benevolent god. He's gonna live forever. He's immortal.
Such a backwards looking country in North Korea.
Yeah, that's a dictatorship. That's in the end.
That's what a dictatorship is.
It's Oh, but I don't know, man. It's the world at the moment, I guess. I mean, North Korea's been like this for years. You know,
I mean,
we all kind of just forget about it because it's North Korea. You know, you say North Korea,
Yeah.
they go,
oh, you're talking about North Korea again.
You're talking about Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
I
Or
don't
Kim
really-
Jong-il.
Oh, I don't really know much about it. And
I
honestly,
don't pay
like,
much attention to them. They're a small country, aren't they?
yeah, it's like,
Yeah, they are.
okay, but they're like, oh, they were doing the missile thing, yeah?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, they were doing the missile
Yeah.
tests, but you know, and they were successful. But you know, like now that he's in a coma, what's going to happen next?
Yeah, it's scary to think what his sister is going to do with the power.
Yeah, I've heard a few stories that say that his sister is more psychotic than the rest of the family.
Yeah. Well, yes, she's waited all this time hoping.
Look, I just want to point out the look on Kim Yo Jong's face in this like first sort of photo of the two, Kim Jong Un and Kim Yo Jong. She looks so fucking greedy. You see that look?
She got a little smirk on her
She
face.
got a little smirk on her face. She's like absolutely loving whatever her brother is signing.
Yeah, you got like her bro down here is looking like he's had a real rough morning and he's
had a couple too many donuts.
He looks like he's about to poop himself. Not gonna lie. And she's looking at him like, yes, sign the paper.
One clogged artery and the power's mine.
Yeah, coma. Yeah. Yes, eat that donut. Your cholesterol is increasing. Soon.
Don't worry about what the doctor said about your cholesterol. Don't worry at all, little brother.
You're not diabetic.
Not yet, you ain't.
So we have our last little story here. So
last little story. We're going to wrap it up here with
this.
this little story.
Why I wanted to talk about this isn't so much for the article itself and the story. It's more about the constant bullshit we hear about through the mainstream media about gaming, how it causes aggression in people. It desensitizes you to violence.
Yeah.
You know, I've seen some shit online, and you know what? If I saw it in real life, I would still be pretty fucked up. You know, I'd probably be more fucked up seeing it in real life.
Oh,
you know,
hands down.
You know, I play war games. Sure, I play COD, as probably most gamers do, I guess, because it's a very popular game.
Yeah,
and that is so different from me killing some virtual character that is nothing. Like literally,
it's
is
literally
nothing.
ones and zeros.
It is ones and zeros on a screen.
Yeah.
To me, then going out and blowing someone away, it's
a completely different thing.
How do you compare that?
And I feel like we should probably give in context. You and I are both. I think we've mentioned this before. You and I are both avid gamers.
Yeah.
We love to dabble in the virtual world.
I like a bit of escapism. Yes.
Yeah. It's nice to play video games.
Yeah,
as long as you don't take it overboard.
Every game that I play or that everyone plays is a violent game. You know, and not every game out there is just violence. You know,
there are games for learning. There are games for understanding the world around us. There are games that, like in Borderlands 3, the players sequenced something like 6 trillion gigabytes of DNA data through playing a mini game in the video game. You know, like it would have taken scientists hundreds of years to decode that DNA, and gamers did it in 3 months because there was millions of us doing the same thing.
Oh, it's like what was it? If you ever watched Stargate Universe, in the first episode, the pilot, this one kid. Well, this one of the main characters is playing a MMO online, and there's like a mathematical equation that needs to be solved in the game as like a little Easter egg. So he solves it, and the next thing you know, that's some like it's like some multi-dimensional traveling equation that he's solved just because he was playing the game and he wanted to do it. You know, like obviously that's an extremity in a series, but you know these things still happen. You know, there are games out there now for learning disabled, people to help them learn. You know, they learn by playing games. It's all about motor control and everything. You know.
Yeah, and it's an easy way to stimulate the brain. as well, because
Definitely.
you can just fill the screen with bright colors that are easy on the eyes. So people with
dopamine.
People with epilepsy might suffer, but less so because of now with obviously all the medication that we have nowadays. Science has just gone mental with curing things. You know, we're able to have everybody join in.
Yeah.
And dude, Mario Party. Did somebody say a non-violent game?
Hello, Mario Party. Yes, I will 1v1 anyone Mario Party any day.
1v1 me, bro.
I will destroy you, sir. I
on.
shots Toad.
Ah, god damn it.
No, I'm playing Toad.
Right, I'm Mario then. Fuck you. I'm just gonna play as the title character.
But the reason that we're bringing this up is that there was an incident where this.
An incident.
Well, all I'm gonna say is that there's an article saying that, like what's the headline of this article? It was saying that Gamer
23 drove 1,700 miles from California to Texas and shot 18-year-old dead over, quote unquote, an online dispute before returning home and killing himself in SWAT standoff.
Yeah.
That is a contrived article if ever I heard one.
But if you read into it, they say it is believed the 23-year-old killer drove that far. They say
so they don't
police
even know.
found evidence the victim is and suspect they suspect that they knew each other
beforehand
possibly through online gaming community and may have been feuding.
So they don't actually
This
know.
is all they might have, could have, should have, maybe did it.
But gaming is bad.
Gaming's
Gaming bad.
Yeah. I'm gonna make the
Gaming
title
bad.
The first word in this title
Gamer.
is gamer.
Yeah,
Not
'cause it's only
23-year-old man drove and shot 18-year-old dead. You know, it's not that.
It's not just
gamer. 23.
One desperate man drives 1,700 miles to kill somebody before returning home, making the return 1,700 mile trip.
Yeah,
and
to
killing
then kill himself. That what? That's not
something
some
that
gaming thing.
does.
No, this is some guy that
What a
has
waste of
probably
time.
like maybe who knows what this 18-year-old really did. Like,
Yeah.
Look, I've been on the chat rooms. You know, I've been hurt a little bit by some words. Not gonna lie, not enough to cause myself or to ever think that someone would want me to drive 1,700 miles. That's some commitment to kill somebody.
That's a commitment to
no
a bit
gamer
right there.
can be that committed to go that far to shoot somebody. No way.
I know what you mean.
Gamers are not that committed.
I mean, there are some gamers that are that competitive, but I mean,
if he's a gamer,
to
he
that
should be at
extent.
home gaming, not driving 1,700 miles. Let's
And
be real here.
let's also do a little bit of a conversion for those people who don't live in the United States
Oh,
of
yeah.
America. That's almost 2,800 kilometers that old mate's driven, which is a long
That is
ass
hours
way.
of driving.
Yeah, well, California to Texas.
Yeah, true. That's
You know,
interstate.
that's-
Yeah, I mean for us, what? So what?
For us, 2,800 Ks.
from-
That'd be from like Cairns to here,
Yeah,
and don't even leave the state.
Jesus. Or you could drive from from what? Brisbane,
You could drive to Sydney.
further than Sydney. It'd be further than Sydney.
Yeah.
Sydney's only like 800 Ks.
Oh, dude, it's more than that.
Is it?
Yeah, it's way more than
How
that.
far away is Sydney?
Sydney's like 1,000 to 1,500 Ks
Well,
at
even
least.
then, 1,500. That's
still like
further than that. Jesus
that's
Christ.
Just over half.
Well, okay. So last time I drove to Sydney, I mean,
It's like an 18-hour
it's a solid
trip one way.
One way. It is a solid drive. So this guy, spent a whole day driving somewhere to shoot someone, then drive all the way back in the same day? No.
I wouldn't do that. I'm not that committed.
Why
I
would you go home after you do that too?
You're 1,700 miles from home. You
idiot.
can go anywhere
You could
you
literally
want.
have gone anywhere. Why'd you drive home? Oh, done. Gotta go home.
Yeah, I gotta go home. I gotta play Minecraft.
Gotta go finish that level.
Yeah.
Gotta go beat that boss.
I'm a gamer. You know this. I'm a gamer.
Gamer for life. Well, I mean, for
Game life.
1,700 miles, and then he got home.
I mean, gamer for 23 years and then just stopped it.
Jeez.
Very abruptly. But yeah, like you said, I think.
I mean, it's a sad. We're
sad.
not laughing at the death. Obviously, it's horrible what has happened, but
this is true.
it is just. I just think it's
It's more bullshit from the mainstream media to stir fear, and this is so obviously
How many
contrived.
peer-reviewed articles are there of the fact that gaming does not cause aggression?
Hundreds, man, hundreds.
Like,
there is no study on Earth that concludes that gaming will increase violence.
I've been gaming since I was like 11.
Have you wanted to kill anyone before?
Well, I mean, I haven't. I haven't killed anyone yet.
Haven't killed anyone yet, officer.
Yeah, I'm just going on record. I have not killed anybody.
Okay. Okay, cool. This is your confession. I have not killed anybody.
I mean, I don't have the will to drive 1,700 miles or what, 1,700 Ks? 2,000 Ks.
800 Ks.
Jeez. Sorry.
On that note, I think it's time to end.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for listening to episode 20 of the Subject Podcast. Remember to like and share on Podbean, on Spotify, on YouTube. We're on Facebook and Instagram if you want to follow us there.
Everywhere.
Follow us everywhere.
All the links are in the description. If you are not
always.
down there clicking those links, you should be up here clicking that like button.
Or down there clicking onto those comments to let us know what you thought about this episode.
Yes.
And if you have anything that you want us to talk about, any interesting tales you have, I am really wanting to do another true crime episode because the last one I did was a lot of fun. All right. Looking into that collarbone murder. So maybe next week.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe next week. Yeah. Stay tuned. We'll see what happens. Stay tuned for next week.
See you then. Adios.